Good morning and welcome to this week's pet pairing. I do believe we're going to see each other one more time this week because I think my Celestial Odyssey palette, believe it or not, is actually going to arrive like today or at the latest tomorrow, which means that Pet finally pulled off express shipping. It would feel completely insensitive not to mention it, and at the same time I don't want to spend too much time talking about it because I feel like it would be phony of me to do that because I was not one of Mel's, most loyal subscribers. You guys know, those of you who reside in the makeup world, especially the more luxury makeup, and follow Instagram or honestly even like Yahoo News, may have heard that Mel Thompson passed away over the weekend. I always enjoyed going to her channel when she posted her reviews of Pat McGrath's products. I have resorted, of course, to her channel at times when I was considering some more like luxury makeup purchases, but overall, she wasn't even someone I was really subscribed to or felt a very close connection to, and yet it really like hit me in my stomach when I saw the news on Monday evening that she had passed away, because it was just so shocking and unexpected and unlikely that someone young and seemingly relatively healthy, although from what I understand she was experiencing some relatively serious health issues, but she posted a video like last week, and like I said, because I wasn't following her very closely, I was not really like in on her health issues, and because of all of that I don't want to sound phony and come on here and tell you how much I will miss Mel. I will of course miss her reviews and her presence on YouTube, because she was one of the OGs, respected like middle-sized YouTubers, especially those who review more luxury type makeup. I don't have any like connection to the girl emotionally speaking, because I didn't follow her, she wasn't a friend or something, but like I said, it would be also completely insensitive of me to not mention it, because it is such a huge deal, and I can totally imagine that for a lot of people it's really just a huge hit that this has happened, and it's really really sad. I didn't expect that it would affect me so much, but I haven't been able to stop thinking about it for the past couple of days. As someone who wasn't even that emotionally connected to her, I can't even imagine the people who knew her on YouTube and had more of a personal relationship with her. They must be heartbroken. Not to mention her family. I do believe she had a few young kids. I don't even want to go there. I just wanted to mention it and I don't know, acknowledge that it has happened, and offer any of you the possibility to share in the comments if you wanted to say something about her, or if you felt very close to her, or you were a very loyal subscriber to her and you feel extremely sad that she has passed away. It's totally normal. It's very strange, this parasocial relationship where you haven't met the people, you don't really know them, and sometimes, like in my case, you're not even like one of their most loyal subscribers, and yet something like this like just hits you like a train, and it hits you in so many different ways. You feel compassion for the family, you are confronted with your own mortality. And in this modern day and age, in the 21st century, when medicine has progressed so much, a lot of us almost feel invincible and as if nothing can reach us because we live so long and we live such healthy lives. But here is a reminder for you that we are not around here forever. We should make the best of what we have and enjoy the moment. And that is where I'm going to leave it at, because I also don't want this video to be a complete bummer. I want you to be able also to come here and, switch off. Like, that's what I do when I go on YouTube. I want to switch off. I don't want to think about, the stressful things in my life. I'm going to get my milk bronzer out now, by the way. So, yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. And I want to talk about, more happy things. More trivial things, as stupid as it sounds. Let's just, talk about, I don't know, our shared passion, sparkles and colorful eyeshadows. I am very, very excited for the arrival of the Odyssey palette. I really cannot wait to film my video with it. I think if it does come in today, in fact, I will try to film already tomorrow morning. Because I want to do quite a few comparison swatches, I'm not sure I will pull off to film everything tomorrow before work. So I will see how it goes. Maybe I'll do like a look tomorrow and I'll do the swatches on Friday morning and then I'll post my video on Friday. But I just wanted to let you know that it seems like I will be receiving the palette very, very soon. I wanted to show you also something new that I bought kind of on a whim, sort of unplanned, and I had actually said that I wasn't going to buy it. And that is another one of Pat McGrath's blushes. Since this came out, it's been one of the colors that I've been eyeing, aside from all the others that I already have, and that is the shade Flirtatious. Flirtatious is this very, very light, neutral pink. And the reason I didn't want to buy this specific blush is because I have a shade of blush from Too Faced, which I thought would be very similar to this, and that is the shade Baby Love. Let me grab Baby Love for comparison purposes, because in fact the two are quite different. So this is the shade Baby Love from Too Faced, and this is the shade Flirtatious from Pat McGrath Labs. I don't know if on camera they're looking the same or different, but I can tell you in real life this is a little bit deeper and more brown, and this really is more pink. And I can quickly also swatch them for you, even though swatches don't really say much when it comes to blushes. But here you have Flirtatious and here you have Baby Love. You can see Baby Love has so much more like brick brown tones, and this is really such a light pink shade. And I have already used Flirtatious yesterday, so I know a little bit more about this shade now. Usually I have to be very careful when it comes to Pat blushes, and this is the first blush in her collection that I actually have to dig my brush into, and I don't have to be too worried about over application because it is quite a light shade. As you can see, I'm really going in, and even though it looks quite cool toned in the pan, it does actually apply more like a neutral, almost warm, and I feel like it's just very flattering, and it gives just a little bit of pinkness to your cheeks without really being too Barbie and too cool toned. So I am actually quite surprised at what a beautiful blush this is turning out to be. I will be going in a more cool toned direction with my eye look today, so for that purpose I'm going to grab the highlighter from last year from Pat McGrath in order to highlight my cheekbones. So today she's releasing the rest of the collection. It was once again very, very unclear because up until a few days ago she was only teasing the blush trios. But as it turns out, she is basically releasing the rest of the collection tomorrow, so that is not even a week after the release of the Odyssey palette. If I had known that, honestly, I would have waited to get everything and make use of the bundles that she will be offering. I don't like, if she had released the rest of the collection in October, I would have been like, okay, fine, you wanted to give us some space in between to enjoy the Odyssey, Celestial Odyssey before you release the rest, but she's releasing it not even a week after, so I am very confused at the timeline of this release. Now let's just jump into the eye look real quick. I am going to be taking this shade here on a small blending brush. I'm just going to kind of fluff that very lightly here into the inner corner of my eye, because I want to have that like little hint of pink. I'm not going to like lean too much onto the pink side with this look. I just want like the tiniest bit of that light pink hue in my on my eyelids, and I'm just going to fluff that here in the inner part of my crease. And for the rest of my crease I'm going to go back into the Eternal Eden quad. I think I forgot to say this is the Eternal Eden quad in case you missed it, and I'm going to take the mauve matte shade and apply that here onto the outer part of my lid and my outer corners. So yeah, I'm really confused by the timeline of this release. I will be picking up the two quads and the single highlighter because I know myself, I know if I don't get them, I will watch other people's videos and I will lust after them. So I'm just not going to torture myself like that. I'm going to get everything, and hopefully the products are, different enough from previous releases that I will not be regretting my decision. I already have checked, and all the shade names in both quads are different. Nothing seems to be a repeated shade. With that said, a lot of them do look like repeat shades. For instance, in the quad with the blue eyeshadow, there is a shade at the same spot where you had Golden Polaris in the Interstellar Icon quad. The quad with the blue eyeshadow from last year. and that shade is called Golden Aurora. So, you know, Golden Aurora, Golden Polaris, are they really going to be all that different? We shall find out. And now I'm going to go into the Subliminal palette, and I'm going to add a bit of drama with the matte black over here. Besides the two quads, not that I need it, because I needed like a hole in the head, but I will be taking also the single highlighter, which I absolutely do not remember the name of, but it's the new single highlighter which comes in her Baked Gelée formula. It has that beautiful, you know, print of a crown in it, and I know myself, again, it will be very hard for me to not regret my decision to not get it, so I will get it even though I already have 3 of Pat's highlighters and her Skin Fetish trio, and I probably will regret it because it will look a lot like everything else that I have. But when it comes to Pat, apparently I've gone completely stupid and irrational, and I cannot even like be anywhere near reasonable when it comes to making my decision purchases. Maybe I will do better next year if she starts to repeat herself as much as she's been doing that for the past 2 years, because I feel like before that she wasn't really repeating herself. Everything was new, everything was exciting, but I feel like since the Divine Rose release she's been repeating herself, like iterations of the same thing over and over again, and I've been taking it for the past like 2 years, but I will try to be more conscious and more critical next year. This year I'm giving her a pass because I think she was stuck in her rose phase, but next year Mama Pat is not getting a pass for me. If she doesn't give us a new color story, I will be much more critical with my purchases, and I will not be purchasing things if I feel like they're way too much like other things. I'm saying that now. What will happen when the moment actually comes, nobody can tell. I'm going to take the Intensifies wand now, and I'm going to apply that pretty much all over the inner corner and lid space where I didn't apply anything else. Something I have noticed about this wand, by the way, because I find it difficult, like a bit more difficult to estimate how much to put, I've noticed that if I over apply, so if I put just one more layer than necessary, my shadows will start to crease a little bit faster, and by a bit faster I don't mean a few hours, I mean they will start creasing after 10 hours instead of 12. You know, and I feel like 10 hours for someone with oily eyelids is already a pretty luxurious position in life. I'm going to go back now into the Eternal Eden quad, and I'm going to take this gorgeous shade here, which is like a shimmery, well, foiled metallic mauve, and it's called Forbidden Fruit. It is such a stunningly gorgeous shade, and I'm going to apply that all over my eyelids. And I have not quite decided yet whether I'm going to try the express shipping again, because the thing is, if I receive the Celestial Odyssey palette today or tomorrow, I will once again be doing a week off, so I will do a week of Celestial Odyssey on my channel, because that palette in particular has so much unexplored potential that I feel like we could be busy with it for at least 2 weeks. I will not do 2 weeks, I will do again 1 week, but I was thinking if indeed her express shipping now really is express, I will just not have the time to immediately dive into the new quads. So I'm not sure yet, I have not made up my mind yet, and I'm very curious for those of you who are in the Netherlands and who did not order her express shipping, how fast your products will arrive, because that will be very interesting, you know, comparison to make now that it seems her shipping, because I've heard also from people who got the free shipping, like some of them even got their shipping notifications before I did. Now I'm going to go back into the Subliminal palette and use one of the shades that I haven't used in a really long time, but I really adore, and that is this gorgeous shade over here. It is like a red, pink, blue, turquoise duochrome, and I'm going to apply that all over the metallic shade from Eternal Eden, just to give it that beautiful blue shine, like so. Oh, that's very pretty. So, I'm basically very curious, those of you who have the normal shipping, how fast that will be. I'm going to take this shade first from the Subliminal palette, is the Skin Show whatever shade, and I'm going to apply this one over top of that for a little bit of that blue sheen as well. But I'm first going to apply this one, and I'm going to go into the Astral with the blue sparkles from Subliminal and apply that over top. I'm going to clean off that same pencil brush again. I'm like super lazy, I don't feel like washing too many brushes. And I'm going to go back into this shade here from the Eternal Eden Quad and apply that all over my lower lash line. I actually think I went a bit too ham with the brush. I will take the tiniest bit of the black shade from Subliminal again and just apply the slightest amount right here in the very outer edge of the eye, just so it looks a bit more cohesive in my outer corners. But I'm not going to apply too much. I don't really want my lower lash line to be too dark. I really like the shade from the Eternal Eden Quad there. I'm going to take Rockstar from Urban Decay, which is a deep purple, and apply that in my waterline. So there you have it. I went for quite the berry direction when it comes to my lipstick, and I pulled out one that I haven't really worn in a really long time. It was one of my favorites when I bought it. Some of you may know I have a really large collection of Urban Decay lipsticks from the Vice lipstick line, because that was my favorite. I started collecting them when they were released in 2016, and I have a ton of them. And the shade I chose today is called After Dark. It was one of my absolute favorites at the time that I bought it. It is this beautiful like berry purple with a bit of a blue sheen to it, so it kind of fits perfectly with this look. I hope you enjoyed this video and this pet pairing. We shall see each other again very soon for the Celestial Odyssey Mega Palette. In the meantime, please feel free to share whatever you would like to share when it comes to Mel and her passing in below in my comments. We can talk about it or we can not talk about it, whatever you guys want. I just felt like it's really difficult to make a video without at least mentioning it if I was aware of her. Like if I didn't know who she was, I would not have even mentioned her, because it would not have been my place at all. But I did know her, I have watched quite a few of her videos, and I felt like it would be insensitive and completely inappropriate to not even mention it. But like I said, I don't want to be a phony and go out and say a bunch of emotional things when I don't really feel that way, because I didn't really feel that way about her. So I will leave it at that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!